Look at all the fronts, federal, state, and other, and involving actions in office, actions before office, financial. How many fronts now he's fighting on now that women are suing him, and just incredible lineup of different actions that now he has to cope with, and he seems to be treating them all the same way, brushing them off and trying to do his job.
Right, and he is making progress in those areas, but that's what you write about, though. Are the walls closing in? And I guess it's how you look at it. If I'm watching CNN, every segment of every hour is every different probe or push. If you look at our channel, even when President Obama was president, we have to do, like, we never have a wheel with one story. If you watch our show, you know, we have something about colleges, something about immigration, something about the Mueller probe. We'll break it up. But if you do watch CNN and MSNBC, I don't watch as much of, but I know they're having a lot of success. But they'll give you different areas of the country. Are you personally, Mike Allen, obsessed with this probe?
Well, it's my job to follow it and to make our readers smart about it in real time. What we said in this piece on Axios, where we said that Trump's walls may be crumbling, is there we were pointing to the speed and the breadth of the new disclosure. So this is just as we were learning about the fact that the president actually had made this statement that took even your colleague Sean Hannity by surprise as he learned about that live. More that we're learning about what was found in the raid on Cohen's office, and the real worry of people inside that Michael Cohen's going to be a cooperating witness against the president. Then you add on top of that the Rudy Giuliani mix of opinions, his ubiquity when he has said himself that he's still getting up to speed on facts. And that's why Axios' Jonathan Swan reported over the weekend that if the Giuliani circus continues, taking video calls day and night, freelancing on legal and policy matters, a well-placed source tells him that some White House staff may quit.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that over the weekend. Imagine that's where the rubber hits the road with Rudy Giuliani. But I just think he's hurting. You know, he sat here and did a half hour with us on the radio, did a half hour with us on television. I talked to him offline. He felt as though he had a plan. And the president, though, came out. And I think he was communicating with the president personally while he was here on Wednesday, I think it was, when he was doing his original tour. And then the president came out and said this, cut 16.
So Rudy knows this is guys. He started yesterday. He'll get his facts straight. He's a great guy.
That was stunning. And evidently, according to your reporting, that was a relief, correct? For those inside the White House?
No, that's right. But the president had communicated with Rudy before. It's an opening. Some of the facts. And you say he thinks that he had a plan. Was the plan that he put out the meat that so that they were less of a weapon going forward? Or what was your sense of what that plan was?
Well, the number one, I know this, the tone. They're fighting every step of the way. I mean, I don't think that Mueller's going to get one page without a fight anymore. And the big complaint with Ty Cobb was, whatever you want, Robert Mueller, you got it. And he just hand over thousands of pages. And that had to stop. So he changed the tone. I think he was freelancing on the Stormy Daniels thing. I think that he said, this is not going to make a big deal. I'm going to look to get this away. At the same time, I look to get Mueller probe to come to a head. And he didn't think the Mueller, you know, the whole Stormy Daniels thing is a problem, because keep in mind, she's not issuing a complaint. She wants the right to her story back. Basically, she's told her story over and over again. And she seems, it's hard to imagine that she made a case that she's suffering. She was just on SNL. So, to me, without a legal background, you're better off not even bringing that up. But he said, I've handled both, privately, and I can take the lead on the Mueller probe because I know him personally. And on both things, he got ahead of himself and he actually came out to say this, cut 17.
The facts I'm still learning. This is, 1.2 million documents. I've been in the case for 2 weeks, virtually 1 day in comparison to other people. So I'm not an expert on the facts yet. I'm getting there. But I am an expert on the law, and particularly the campaign finance law. I've lived under it running for president. And the fact is, there is no way this is a campaign finance violation of any kind, nor was it a loan. It was an expenditure.
So, again, why he didn't bring it up, but I do think that he had a plan. I think that now he's going to lay off that plan. What you're going to have is Rudy Giuliani also trying to get reinvigorate those relationships he had with the media as he stayed on for a half hour with George Stephanopoulos. At one point, Mike, I was thinking to myself, hey, do you have another topic? All they did was Stormy Daniels for 25 minutes without commercials. And he was just sitting there riding it. And I'm saying to myself, at one point, you're Rudy Giuliani. You could say, hey, George, I got two judge rulings I think are worthy of our time. I also have, we also have other things that we're doing, reinvigorating our legal team. We're changing tactics here. But instead, he stuck with it. There was no pushback at all. So I'm very curious to see. But I think that he might swear off the Stormy Daniels case. I think a lot of people in the Trump side would like him to do that. In the big picture, Trump said something else I wonder if you agree with. He said at the NRA convention, we're fighting. He goes, I really like it. I like doing this. Do you get the sense that while people would be stressed on this and you think to yourself, this is breaking news and this is bad, that he actually enjoys these fights?
It's a very astute question, because here's something that's unusual about President Trump and why we're told that he feels differently about this fight than a lot of other people would. And that is that this president has spent most of his adult life in litigation. This president has been a legal fighter, both as an aggressor and as a defendant, all throughout his business. And it's partly why he takes a great interest in the legal team. That's why he was anxious to make an announcement about his legal team when it was reported accurately that he was having trouble getting big names. That's why he threw out Joseph Geneva, Victoria Tenzing before they were locked down, and they had to walk away from the team. So the president is very involved, but he's not afraid. And when the Mueller questions leaked, I call them the Mueller topics, because every one of those 4 dozen questions is really a topic. And a former U.S. attorney explained to me, Brian, that every one of those topics has a question tree, they call it, a question tree that goes with it. And so the prosecutors have prepared in every one of those topics. They have exhibits ready with them, and they've prepared, okay, if the subject answers this way, then we have this follow-up. If he answers this way. And so there was reporting that just those 44 topics could be 2 days of an interview, and that's why I think the best theory is that it was leaked by someone who doesn't want the president to do the interview, which is virtually everybody. Mayor Giuliani said that yesterday on TV, that he didn't think that it was a good idea, and he said, my client wants to. He said that just the day before, the president had said to him that he wanted to give the interview.
Right, so that's interesting, because we don't know exactly where that leak came from, but we knew that it was Jay Sekulow who evidently wrote up those notes from the conversation he had with the Mueller team. So you don't know who, but you think they're trying to send a message through the media to the president. That's fascinating.
Well, yes, and virtually everyone is inside is against it. So I was asking someone about this idea of the president punching back, and Axios reported that as a result of that leak, the president was likely to be even more aggressive, that it is his instinct, and you watch how he's done this in life, in politics and in business, when he's to punch back harder, so that it is his instinct. But when I asked this top staff member about the president fighting back. This person just said that under no circumstances are they for doing an interview. When you think about how these federal prosecutors work, and this former U.S. attorney who talked to me about how they do them, they are there they know most of the answers, and so you can more hurt yourself than help yourself.
Interesting, Mike. It's going to be interesting to see the IG report coming up to see if what's happened now with these two judges, if this is just a one-time thing, or if the judiciary is really going to see what the mandate is. Can he really spend $1 million a week for the next 2 years doing something in total confidence? No one really rating him in. That you could tell. I just know what a toll the Valerie Plame investigation was, which is